The closure of NATO's surveillance hub in Naples next March will leave the alliance without a dedicated Mediterranean base for the first time in 41 years. The senior officer there, Rear Admiral John Westbrook, says the change will have to be managed carefully when the centre's operations move to the British headquarters at Northwood. British Forces News is the first UK broadcaster to be allowed access into the top-secret surveillance hub, which masterminded sea operations in the Libya campaign. From there, Jeff Mead reports.
It was through this door that naval operations for last year's Libya campaign were run. Desks now empty, then busy coordinating a complex mission involving almost 100 warships. Their task to blockade arms to Colonel Gaddafi, enforce the no-fly zone and support strikes from offshore to protect the civilian population.
I think the overriding memory is the speed at which NATO responded. From flash to bang time, from the time when the operation was conceived and the operation orders issued, was a very short space of time, probably shorter than NATO has experienced in its history.
Today, workspaces remain in case of another emergency.
We're receiving AS feed, right?
But the centre's still manned round the clock.
58, this is Alpha 577.
Its multinational military staff of computer, intelligence, aviation and shipping specialists monitor for suspicious activity on Europe's maritime doorstep. They're the tripwire sounding the first alarm at any attempt to smuggle weapons or launch terrorist attack. Privileged access into this secret control room also gives a unique insight into the complexity and the workload they face here. Look at this map behind me. That shows some of the more than 7,000 shipping movements happening at any one time in the Mediterranean. It's impossible for individuals to track so much activity, so computer software is programmed to alert these watchkeepers to anything out of the ordinary.
If two vessels divert from the normal shipping routes and suddenly stop together, then there's obviously a rendezvous. Why would merchant ships rendezvous? We need to know why they're doing that and what's going on. Fairly recently, we did detect one of the vessels that we'd been watching for some time stop in the water. We then asked a maritime patrol aircraft to go and have a look, and she saw that there were two other small vessels with her, and we discovered in the end that it was a cigarette smuggling. Obviously it could have been far worse than cigarettes.
Despite its valuable work, within a year this centre will close, while Joint Force Command relocates to this purpose-built complex nearing completion on the outskirts of Naples. To save money, naval operations will merge with NATO's other maritime control 1,000 miles from here at Northwood in northwest London.
From the maritime perspective, how we can continue to understand the environment being dislocated from the environment is a challenge. We need to find new ways of working, and I know that's exactly what we're focusing on.
The changeover's intended to be seamless. There's simply too much at stake to risk not keeping eyes on permanently in Europe's maritime backyard. Jeff Mead, Forces News, Naples.